Hey folks, so I wanted to share an intuitive fail with you that I had recently. Before the new year started, I was trying to figure out when I would set dates for training, which was still already in creation. And when I was testing it, I just kept feeling like the dates were jumping around all the time, which I didn't understand. I thought, why is none of this staying still? And then I spoke to the person that channels for me, and she said, oh, it's because, there's flexibility there, and it's like there's different variations of what might be happening, different potentials, so if you do it on this date, then the other thing shifts, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, oh, okay. But I could really hear that my guides were really enthusiastic about me starting now. It was like, do it now, now. Don't wait. And so I felt this enormous amount of pressure. They're a bit like, I experience them a little bit like cheerleaders, that they're all kind of around me screaming at times, whereas my channel kind of says it's a bit like going down the pub with some mates and they're all a bit rowdy. So there you go. So I was feeling a little bit gaslit by them, to be honest, because I was, as well as having do it now, I was also getting, don't worry, rest, not don't worry, but, make sure you rest. Are you resting as well? And I thought, well, do you want me to get on with it? Because getting on with it means doing it, or do you want me to rest? Like, I can't really be doing the both. So getting a little bit frustrated with my guides. And so I put the dates in that were coming up, thinking I have no idea how this is going to happen, because the last one took me a year to kind of go through a whole process of getting there, which I realise will be shorter this time, but to then do it in 3 months and then let people know about it, I didn't know how it was going to happen. And sure enough, getting closer to the date, I was getting up at like 4:30 in the morning trying to get this thing done, and I thought this just isn't going to happen. So I decided to push the date back by another 6 weeks. And even then, I got halfway through and I was thinking, I just don't feel like I've got the energy and the momentum to be doing this. So I decided to cancel that date as well. And now I'm realising it's like, oh no, I don't think this was about potentials. I think this was about cancellations, because actually what I need to do is listen to myself and listen to what I know about the truth of trying to create something in the material world and how long it takes me. So I was much more on the side of listening to my intuition and to my guides, but I wasn't actually listening to enough of my logic and knowing, okay, this is actually how long it took me to timetable, partly because it's all new and I just didn't know, okay, maybe this one will flow out in 2 weeks or something. But so sort of kicking myself, because actually it's really important to remember that if you ever do feel that sense of pressure from your guides, it's like they're actually not perfect, they are imperfect, is my experience, and they can forget what it's like to have a human existence and to be here on this material plane, and to know how long it takes to get some of this stuff done, because it can take longer than just write it, which is what I kept hearing. And I was like, well, I was writing it, but I simply couldn't get it down fast enough. So if that's helpful to you, then know that there's this kind of it's still an imperfect system. I think we can like to hope that when we're in touch with our guides, everything will be sacred and beautiful, and we'll be slipstreaming into some level of perfection. And it's still just a relationship, and we're always having to make our best guess. And there'll be times when we get it wrong, like I did this time.